Hello everyone, welcome to this new video of the Wrestling Analyst. I had computer problems lately, so that's why I'm so late on my videos. So I'm gonna try to catch up. So this time around, we're gonna take a look at the episode of Smackdown from January 6, 2023. Here we go. So the show starts with the Bloodline wreaking havoc ringside, just like the Monday before. Roman arrives on his entrance team, gets to the ring after 5 minutes, and then he goes on to say, "I didn't lose on Friday, last Friday. He did," pointing Sami Zayn. Now, and then he proceeds to ask Sami, "Why did you guarantee a victory? Do you want to be me? Do you want to run the bloodline?" Cue Kevin Owens' theme starts, comes to the aisle, and says to Roman, "You're not angry at Sami. Sami's not your problem. I am your problem." And he challenges Roman to a match at the Royal Rumble. And later on, the match was made official. So let's go down to match number one. So match number one, Kofi Kingston versus Santos Escobar. Now, Kofi, as a singles wrestler, is used more to put guys over than to being pushed himself. Santos Escobar wants to win that match to really continue to establish himself as a singles competitor, and a win over Kofi Kingston would be huge. Now, nice match, good match. We had some really good spots on that match, and Santos Escobar wins the match with his Phantasma driver or something like that. So it's a massive win for Santos Escobar's career, winning over a former WWE champion. So after that, we had an in-ring interview with, in-ring or not, I don't remember, but anyway. He says with LA Knight, says he'll pick up the pieces from Bray Wyatt after Wyatt was Sister Abigail by Uncle Howdy. And Bray Wyatt will go out and we'll never see him again. Let's go to match number two. So Karrion Kross and Scarlett versus Emma and Madcap Moss. It's the first time I see Scarlett in a match in WWE. And the sample size is not big enough for me to make myself a real good idea of Scarlett's skills in the ring. Now, from what I heard, she's very good. And I didn't watch any of her matches previous to WWE because I want to make myself an idea of what she's capable of in WWE. Now, she did have a couple of moves that impressed me a bit, especially that exploder suplex with a bridge pin on Emma that she did on Emma. Now, during the match, Emma slaps Kross and Madcap intervenes to protect Emma. But the main idea of this match was to first carry on the rivalry between Kross and Madcap Moss for what it's worth. Continue establishing Emma versus Scarlett, and I really hope to see a match between those two pretty soon. And of course, continue establishing the storyline between Karrion Kross and Rey Mysterio. Now, Kross and Scarlett win the match in pretty impressive fashion. And after the match, Kross puts a Rey Mysterio mask on Madcap Moss's head, and Scarlett puts a Rey Mysterio card on Madcap Moss's body. So that's it for this match. Go on with the next match and an interview and a segment in the ring. So in-ring segment with Charlotte Flair. She says she's dedicated to the business and she missed the WWE universe and everything like that. Now she's interrupted by Sonya Deville. Comes to the ring and says there should be an asterisk between beside title number 14 as she beat a half-dead Ronda Rousey. And Sonya challenges Charlotte to a match right then and now. Match takes place for the WWE SmackDown Championship. Now, Sonya wants to win the match, wants to win the title. Charlotte wants to keep it. So that's the classic championship match. And Charlotte retains with the figure eight, in pretty easy fashion. So, but that feud's not over as we saw the week after. So let's go to the next match. So match number 4, Ricochet versus Top Dollar in a Royal Rumble qualifying match. Now, right off the bat, if we remember 2 weeks before, Top Dollar tried to make a dive over the top rope and he tangled himself in the ropes, and that was a real botch. Then the week after, everyone was like, well, you had a backstage segment where almost everyone was making fun, all the high flyers like Montez Ford, like Ricochet, and others that were less of a high flyers, but they were all making fun of Top Dollar. And at one point, Top Dollar just shoved Ricochet, and that's how we ended up with this match. Now, Top Dollar seems to play the heel character right off the bat, and the question I immediately asked myself is our Hit Row having a heel turn right then and there, with no more explanation than people making fun of him, which is, well, I think WWE just takes advantage of a situation that happens and tries to turn it to their advantage. So kudos for that. Now Ricochet wins the match with the Shooting Star Press. Match was so because Ricochet, very good wrestler and everything, and the big man, the matchup was not the greatest we can have, but anyway, it was not so bad. But after the match, Hit Row attacks Ricochet 3-on-1, confirming that they are turning heel, which we'll see how it goes in the next few weeks and months. And Braun Strowman comes to the rescue of Ricochet. Now those two seems to have created a bond over that flippy floppers thing that Strowman said after his Saudi match versus I think it was Almas. So that's it for that match. On to the main event. So just before the main event, we have a segment backstage with Roman and Sammy and Paul Heyman. And Sammy says he acknowledges the tribal chief. He's trying to apologize and everything, and says, whatever I've done to give you the impression that I'm trying to take your place, I'm sorry. And apologizes to it for everything he's done. And Roman goes and says, I don't accept your apology. And then he goes, I'm the one who should apologize. So it's like Sammy's eyes turn up, and and Roman goes on to say that KO was right. Kevin Owens was right. He's not mad at Sammy. He's just mad at KO and taking it out on Sammy. And he says, and Roman then announces a match for next week: Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Now, you see right there that the match doesn't. Sammy is not enchanted, is not very happy about the match, but then he takes control of himself. He says he'll take care of Kevin for him. And Sammy Joe goes to join the Usos ringside for their match because the Usos team started. And Roman stops him and tells him, watch the match here with me. So match starts, and camera goes in the back, and you see Sammy eating popcorn from a bucket and offering some to Roman. Roman refuses, offers some to Heyman. Heyman takes some, and the match goes on. Drew hits the Claymore on Jey Uso. Jimmy breaks the pin. Go backstage again, and they all have Roman, Heyman, and Sammy all have their popcorn buckets. Now, the Usos hit the 1D on Sheamus, and Drew breaks the pin. Solo hits the Samoan spike and spinning solo on Drew outside the ring, and the spinning solo on the guardrail behind the referee's back. So no disqualification there. Butch and Ridge comes to the ringside, battle Solo all the way to backstage, and Sheamus hits the brogue kick on Jimmy Uso. Jay pulls him out, and match ends with the Usos winning the match and retaining the titles. So, of course, this match. What's the psychology? What's the reason of this match? Well, Drew and Sheamus wanted to have the tag team titles, but the real purpose of this match was to make the Usos seem even stronger because now they have beaten two former world champions. Now, psychology wise, tag team wrestling and singles wrestling is not the same thing. So, but they have beaten two former WWE champions, two former world champions, who between them have 6 world titles. So that's a big win for the Usos. And it just keep on piling up for the credibility and make the ones that gonna beat them even stronger. Now, I think we know who's gonna beat them. Are the titles gonna be separated at some point? Probably, because right now they had a they already had a gauntlet match. Uh, Now, I'm projecting into the future because I already saw 2 shows after this one. So I'm projecting into the future. We already saw on Raw a gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders. And on SmackDown, they started on January 20th a tournament to determine a number one tag team contender for the Usos titles. So more on that in later videos. But that's it for this one. Hope hope to catch up on my videos in the next few weeks. But this week I'm going to come back with my Royal Rumble predictions uh, before I catch up my all my late videos. I'm going to do my Royal Rumble uh, predictions video during the week. So have a nice one and see you soon.